There's actually another type of leading question that Greg Koukl gets into, and it's the question, not really a question. And so sometimes you'll be asked.
So when is a question not a question?
Right. Even if it has a beginning and ending question mark, it doesn't mean it's always a question. But it's instead a challenge in disguise. So he gives this example from a UCLA student. She wants to talk to him and says, what gives you the right to say someone else's religion is wrong?
Ooh,
what gives you the right?
What gives you the right?
There's a question. They're asking for clarification, aren't they? That's part of the Columbo tactics, right? And
so it sounds like a question, right? What gives you the right to say someone else is wrong?
Right.
Is that really a question, right? What gives you the right? So what are they asking?
Right. Well, if you would to take that, do you honestly think that's a really question at all? Probably not. It's an accusatory statement that's bolstered as a statement.
Right.
There's no curiosity involved. Instead, it is a statement disguised as a question. Who are you to say? Is another example.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like Genesis 3 somewhere around there. So what's the best way to deal with this? The best way to navigate in this situation is simply point out the question is confusing.
Yeah.
Our trustee, what do you mean by that?
Yeah. So are you talking about political rights? Are you talking about moral? What do you mean by what gives me the right? Are you talking about my educational level? Or what do you mean by right here?
Right. Are you asking how many books I've read, or what gives you the right to say this? Because you sound like you're just kind of making it up. Okay, well, that might be a legitimate question, but obviously the tone of the person, the setting, the demeanor of the person, that's all going to be judged by, and pretty much that's an easy one to come out with. So
really what they're trying to say is, and then you need to kind of bring this to the surface, is they're kind of accusing you of being wrong, right?
Great, good.
And so you want to ask them, I get the impression that you think I've made a mistake. Where do you think I've gone wrong in this situation, right? And now you've reversed the burden of proof to help them to think through exactly what they're asking, in this particular question. Right.
And so they might bring in, your religion is just fairy tales, and the real religion is this, or we know that there's no objective truth out there, and so to say one thing is completely right where everyone else is wrong is incorrect.
Right.
Well, good, great. We're all on the same level field here. We're not hiding behind the question mark. We're actually getting it out in forefront.
And so, so he tells us here that, really what's going on when someone says, who's to say type of questions, right? Or what gives you the right? He says, ultimately, the person who has the best reasons, right, is in the best position to say what's true and what's false. That's really what's going on here. And so this is the way sound thinking works. Anyone disagreeing with this truism will quickly offer his reasons why it's wrong, immediately defeating his own point, right? So whoever has the best reasons has the right, I would say, is what he's suggesting here. They're in the best position to determine, or at least, give the issue a go at in terms of truth or falsity of a particular issue.
Right. He goes on to say then, the statement question has power only when it's allowed to be played. So the best way is to not play. We all learned it from war games. Thermonuclear destruction, what's the best way of winning? Not to play the game at all.
The only winning move is not to play. How about a nice game of chess?
If you force the implicit claim to the surface with your questions meant to clarify the issue, the objection loses its luster, and you can address the real point lurking in the shadows. Who are you to say that people are wrong? who do you say that I'm to say that I can't say that other people are wrong?
Yeah.
So that's where you kind of want to.
So are you saying that I can't say that other people are wrong?
Right.
So could I ask you, who are you to say that? Or what do you mean by who am I?
How did you come to the conclusion that I couldn't say other people are wrong?
Yeah.
And especially in a UCLA setting, again, you're getting graded. There is wrong answers. There is right answers.
Yeah.
That's an understanding, and yet people seem to be going away from